DevOps, scale agility. So depending on the way you look at DevOps, you could say DevOps is what Agile was from day one, and of course DevOps has now become a thing of its own. So Agile software development, it was always about building that walking skeleton, as we call it, from day one. And the walking skeleton is not just we develop it, it actually is into our production systems. But now DevOps has become if you like, a domain of its own. Why is DevOps important? Because, as we call it, the last mile, having software or solutions developed and being internal has got limited or no value. In actual fact, I could say it's zero value because all you have is inventory building up, but you cannot get it to the hand of the customer, and there is no validation that what you have built is of any use or has got any benefits to the customer. So DevOps allows us to get, if you like, understand that pipeline, that delivery pipeline, to say from the development to the hands of the customer, what is the pipeline? The other thing that it does beyond the process, because it's fundamentally is also a culture and mindset shift, which is development and operations are one thing. We don't separate it. We don't sort of lob things over the fence to say, I have developed it, you run it. Change and run are one thing. So in safe context, an agile release train, we are both building, maintaining, and growing the solution. The other advantage of that way of working is that the feedback loop is there, so when you're building something, you also see the consequences of your actions. So I see some organizations where they have a development team that develops, and then they've got, different lines, third line, second line, first line of support that see the consequences of the actions of the development team. So because that feedback loop is broken, the development team assumes or thinks that everything they're doing is working. So they carry on delivering more and more work based on their current ways of working. And by the time the feedback gets to them and they realize that everything that they've done has caused somebody else to be up 2 o'clock in the morning to sort out the mess. So again, having that change and run together will close that loop, and you learn faster and you get going better. So DevOps will allow us to do through all of those things. So having that mindset that we have a shared responsibility, and development and operations is one. Understanding the end-to-end flow pipeline to say how we get this delivery pipeline to be as effective and as smooth as possible. Making sure that we have ability to learn fast and get measurements, not just about the deployment pipeline, how many deployments we do, how long does it take, how quickly we can recover, but also instrumentation and telemetry in our solutions that we're building. Because after all, there are hypotheses. So when we put it live in production, are people using it the way we expected it? Are the features being used? If they're not used, then let's understand why. And if they're actually of no use, let's not invest any more in them. Stop in developing any more. So that's a high level view of what DevOps is and why it is so important for organizations to embrace it.